Hear the wolf howl on WDRS Talk.
Hey there, sisters and brothers. Welcome to another episode of WDRS Talk, the Wolf's Den radio show talk. I am your host, Wolf Himara. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode of my new podcast. And I really appreciate your support. And so please subscribe to the YouTube page if you're listening on YouTube. And if you are on Spotify, give the WGRS Talk a follow. And you get fresh episodes every week as soon as they come out of the oven. All right. So now we are on episode 9. And this is going to be an interview. This time with a couple of rock DJs from Manila, and they were part of the very classic and renowned radio station DZRJ, and they also they were part of what they called back in the day the Rock of Manila, and I'm talking about two DJs who I look up to very much, Bob Magoo and also the Gaucho, who was also known as Big Jim when he was in DZRJ. And as as you well know, if you follow me on WDRS Live, I am definitely a frustrated DJ. It is one thing that I really like doing, playing music for you all, and we're gonna start doing that again soon. You know, I just did a very tiring move with a new place, and we're just getting settled in. So I'll be playing the DJ stuff again soon. So look out for that. But in the meantime, like I said, it's I have interviewing two DJs, Bob Magoo and the Gaucho, and they've got some really interesting stories, especially back in the day. Bob Magoo is a little older than Gaucho, so he was a DJ in DZRJ back in the early '70s, and he was actually on air when martial law was declared in 1972 in the Philippines, and he's got a really funny story about that. All right, so here it is, episode 9 on WGRS Talk with Bob Magoo and the Gaucho. Enjoy.
You're listening to the Wolf's Den radio show talk.
All right, sisters and brothers, another episode of WDRS Talk. And I gave you a full description of my guests on this episode before the show. So I'm going to go straight into the intro. Please welcome to WDRS Talk, the DJs Gaucho and Bob Magoo.
Hey,
Hello,
Wolf.
Wolf.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
What's
very
up?
much.
Hello, USA.
Yeah, go. So where is everybody right now? Bob, where are you?
I am in San Pedro, Laguna.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you're out of town too.
Not really. It's actually part of Manila already. You know, it's the first. It's the first city right after Alabang. First Laguna. You know, after
Oh,
Muntinlupa.
okay. We back in the Wolfgang days, we did all those cities, San Pedro, San Pablo, all the saints.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were cool. And of course the Gaucho Jaime Lontok, my very good friend, and I was coming from a fucking amazing family. So Gaucho, how are you, bro? Where are you?
I'm doing good. I'm in Matuod in Lian, Batangas. Not too far from Bob.
I'm gonna gate crash your place one time, man.
For sure. Let's just get rid of this pandemic first.
Yeah.
So what's everyday life for you guys, man?
Well,
Jaime.
the same as probably you. I mean, it's quarantine days and rock and roll.
Yeah, I teach online
Oh, what do you teach?
English.
Oh, English language. Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right.
that's just stay home.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, that's why I came up with this thing, man. I'm so
Yeah,
bored.
yeah.
So
But
okay,
but but in the states, your lockdowns are not really strict, right?
yeah, the rules now, well, here in Orange County is a little more lax than LA. LA is really locked down talaga sila dun.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're slowly the rules are loosening up where outdoor seating for certain restaurants.
Oh,
Um, I don't know if they have to. I don't know what the rules are with that, but a lot of people are in the outdoors in the parking lot.
yeah.
So and then but but you always have to wear a mask. Every time I'm out, I'm with a mask. If there's other people around,
Hmm.
it's like I wear a mask. But there's a lot of hard asses here, man. It's fucking
Yeah.
makulit people that don't want to follow because of their freedoms are being infringed. I'm like, dude,
Jesus.
you
Yeah.
don't know what it means to have your freedom infringed upon, pare.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, that's just that's just a mask
come
for
over
your
here,
safety.
Yeah.
get a taste of real freedom infringement.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Real infringement, as in you're coming with us, so this shit like that,
That's if you're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
make it out alive. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, sometimes, when they react that way, it's very comical. And I'm sure a lot of immigrants now that came from societies like that, they're also just like shaking their heads. It's like,
Yeah.
really a mask. Anyway, so everyone's safe, everyone's good, everyone didn't get infected.
So far, so good.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Goodness.
far, so good.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as long as you keep, your social distance and you wear a mask, you be smart about it. I mean,
Stay home as much as possible.
yeah.
Come here. We haven't left since March.
So where do you get all your groceries, your foodstuffs, aside from the ones you grow, of course?
We have people who
I'll
deliver.
buy.
I mean,
Okay.
we pay a little fee, but it's minimal. I mean, considering you're not taking any risks. And
Yeah.
then
Right.
even then, we have like a system. We're in there's like a drop-off point. Everything is.
Uh.
Eventually, what do you call this thing? Disinfected.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good. I think I left once. I had an emergency, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since March, see, no haircut. But of course, your listeners can't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking about Jaime with long hair, dude, I have a fucking story, man. Because
This is not gonna be good.
no, it's cool. No, it's cool, man. It's not. It's a funny story, man. So I had met you already. I already know Jaime's younger brother because we're classmates in high school, since grade school. And I was in, I was completing my ROTC in Taft, in LaSalle Taft, and then I see Gaucho on the field sitting down, Indian sit with with his platoon and the longest hair. Just
Uh-huh.
the longest hair. I'm like, whoa. You know what? I don't think I had met you yet because I didn't know who you were. Because if I knew who you were, I would have approached you. It was later on. I was like, you're that dude with the long hair in ROTC. So I was like, why is this
You want to know
guy?
how I did that?
Yeah, man.
I told what do you call him, the battalion officer or
Commander.
whatever. I mean the military dude that I was a radio announcer and I was going to be joining this DJ contest abroad, representing the Philippines, and the long hair was part of my gig. Yeah, so oh, is that if that's the case? Yeah, you let me get away with it. So
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I was like, oh, who's this badass? He has long hair, and we're like, and we're
Our,
like, oh my god. And then
yeah. Besides,
eventually,
I must have belonged to the the working students.
Mhm.
Because a lot of them were kind of old, to be doing ROTC and all that. It's just that we hadn't completed it, and so we had to go through
yeah.
that 1 year because the a couple of years before that, the guys were just giving away lanterns and they passed their ROTC that way.
Oh yeah. Oh
I mean, that's
man.
it.
So you did one whole year that time, or
Um,
just one
yeah,
term?
that's like, I think four trimesters that you got to do it.
Damn, dude. That was such a fucking hassle. ROTC. Bob, did you ever do that?
no, I joined the football team to get away from that. Even though I don't know
Ah.
how to play. Well, I know how to play soccer a little bit, but not really. So bangko lang ako sa San Beda.
I see.
Yeah, bench warmer, man. So it's okay as long as I don't have to do that stupid stuff.
Oh, dude, I had to do it. And I borrowed my boots because I was, I didn't want to buy boots. I'm like, I'm going to use this for once a week. Day na to. So I borrowed these boots from that were worn. And then
Oh
finally
my.
the nails in the tahong
S-
were poking through the sole. So I'd be marching with fucking nails on my fucking feet, man. And like shit, I hate this shit. So anyway, guys, the reason why I I wanted to interview you guys is because um as I'll do your intro, and as I say in the intro, as I said in the intro that um DJs were a very big part of Filipino life. Just like how I discovered how DJs have been a very major part in American life. When there are DJs that like Wolfman Jack and
yeah.
Casey Kasem, these guys are everybody knows who they are. So in the Philippines, when I was, in my experience, it's like we had the same thing. It's funny that the Philippines and America have parallel cultures in terms of music culture.
Hmm.
It's like when they had their thing in the 70s, the Philippines had its thing in the 70s with Juan de la
Yeah.
Cruz and you guys in your
Yeah.
era.
We were copycats, man.
Yeah, that's actually what it is.
Yeah, little
The
brown
Muslim
brothers,
Empire.
dude.
Uh,
So was it
they
parallel?
inherited it that way.
Hmm. So was it parallel, or was it an influence, or was it like sabay talaga, or Americans came first?
Look, the Americans came first. Look at it
Oh,
this way: when they had Woodstock, we had Antipolo Rock Festival, right?
right.
And so forth and so on. I mean, all the festivals after that, Abot Langit, blah blah blah. Diba, Jaime?
Yep.
And
As far as yeah, most of it is concerned. Yeah, we even got air checks from radio
oh,
shows in the states.
you're talking about radio announcing. Okay,
Radio announcing,
yeah,
events. I mean, everything was pretty much patterned. After what was going on in the states. I mean, it's the same thing with almost anything. Let's say, fashion, diba? Um, the Philippines really just tends to imitate the Americans.
Yeah.
but when you mention the DJs in the states, Wolf,
Mm.
like Wolfman Jack, Casey Kasem. In RJ, the ones we were following were not those guys. It's more like we were following Charlie Tuna, the rock
Who's
DJs.
who's
Charlie
Charlie
Tuna.
Tuna?
He never heard of Charlie Tuna.
Dude, yeah, that's why I'm
Like
here with you guys, so you can tell me.
those are the classic rock station, the rock stations in the states, the
Oh,
DJs. And Jaime, do you remember any other ones? It's Charlie
Yeah,
Tuna.
the personalities per se, not too much, but I remember a format,
Yeah,
KOME, which was in San Jose. They were called the Rock of San Jose,
hmm,
and I got a chance to listen to them in 1986, and I said, "Putisha, these guys sound like the Rock of Manila." You know,
oh yeah, uh-huh.
not that we patterned them, but yeah, it was such a it was a coincidence that they used the same thing, Rock of San Jose and Rock of Manila, and they had pretty much the same format. They were filled with specials, which is what we did. We had the Crossroads, we had the 810 special, album of the week. You
Hmm.
know the
I love
uh,
those.
Bob knows them all.
we
We had a
we
heavy metal hour.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love
We
those specials, man.
we actually copied. We called ourselves the Rock of Manila because it was after the Rock of LA. Okay, so we copied. So a lot of stuff was copied
Oh,
from the states, vale.
but then what was your access to those American stations?
Um,
Stewardesses. Yeah, they come out
Stewardesses,
with cassettes and
or
stuff.
I remember this was nice in the 70s, early 70s.
Hmm.
Alan, double A, Austria, used to go to the States on a regular basis, maybe every 6 months or once a year. But when he comes back, he's got all this records, all this
Yeah,
rolling paper,
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, in his baggage, man. And so he says, "That's pasalubong." So and then of course, Jaime's right. Stewardesses. We knew a lot of stewardesses.
So what records would you? So the stewardess would be couriers for albums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also RJ subscribed to this certain. I forgot already the name of this subscription service for 45s, because at that time we were playing also 45s, right?
Yeah,
Not
right.
just LPs. For example, before Rock of Manila, of course, it was Boss
What
Radio, right?
let's put a timeline. What year is this?
When I
When
first entered,
yeah.
RJAM was mostly top 40, so that was 1972. Right in martial law, right before martial law. 71, 70, 72, yeah, 72. Then after martial law, Boss Radio, and then finally Boss Radio became Rock of Manila.
Oh,
Top 40
they
was
switched owners.
no, no. The military were not the
took
owners.
over.
Remember, it was confiscated from RJ.
Oh, okay. No, dude, I was 72. I was a year old, man. So I have
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
idea.
So 72, uh, Marcos took over. So RJ went on exile,
Okay.
right? So
Hmm.
we were left there. We were off the air for around 3 months. We were one of the first radio stations to come back on the air because we were under the military already.
The
Okay.
Ministry of Defense,
Ministry
if
of
you guys
National
know it.
Defense, right?
Wow, shit.
Well, you can imagine, when I applied for RJ, I had this
I
picture of
remember that.
rockers, partying out there in the booth and all that. And first thing I see when the elevator opens is a big bold sign, Ministry of Defense. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm
Oh,
not even sure if I had a joint in my pocket or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because Enrile and the MND, the Ministry of National Defense, were assigned to handle the RJ group of companies, which were all based in J&T building in Santa Mesa, where the tower is. Right?
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was on board when martial law was declared.
Oh man, you gotta share that anecdote about
in
military
UW,
command.
man.
Go, man,
Yeah,
go,
this is
dude. This
around
is fucking historical shit. Go, man.
this is around 1 o'clock or 1:25 in the morning. So RJ is the tower, right? Boss Radio was the tower. Below Boss Radio, which became RJ FM, was where UW was, because UW was bought by RJ from Jody Stewart, from the Stewarts of Channel 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Uncle
UW
Bob.
eventually, yeah, Uncle Bob. And UW eventually became RJ FM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before that, it was UW pa rin. So UW, that time. So I was on board. This was around maybe 1 o'clock, 1:30, 1:20 in the morning. Not sure, but around that time, between 1 and 1:30 in the morning. And there's a glass right on the side of the booth. We had it with glass so you can see outside in the lounge. And I was playing. I still remember the song "Heal Where the Lord Hides" by Chuck Mangione, right?
Oh my god.
And I was really stoned. So, and then I hear this knock on the glass, bang, 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 and I looked at my left. Like that. There's a soldier there in full battle gear, partner.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
and I said, "What the? What WTF? I mean, deep inside, right?" I said, "I
And
thought
you
I
had
was,
all the
I
roaches
thought I
and
was, I
the
thought I was
ashtrays,
getting
right?
busted." Yeah, but I was wondering, this guy's not a cop; it's a soldier, man. What's this? So, and the ashtray was filled with roaches from the jocks before me,
Oh my
the
god.
shifts before him. So I was really freaked out. So I just signaled to the guy, just a moment, with my hands, like,
Yeah.
just a moment. And then, so he turned around and started looking at the lounge. In the lounge, there was one hippie who was crashed out, you know. Uh, so while he was looking the other way, I got the ashtray, dumped it in the trash can, and then kicked the trash can around so everything would go down, right?
Yeah.
And then and the guy, I remember I looked out, like he was waking up the guy who was on the couch, and the guy went like this. It's like, whoo! When he saw the couch, it's like, woo!
It's just
Okay,
one soldier.
yeah, just one guy, one guy. The
Okay.
others were. It's a tall building. It's 8 floors, right?
Oh,
So
so
there's a lot
shit.
of offices
He
around.
was the one sent up there. You go up there.
Yeah, yeah. There was one. No, the other soldiers were all around, and so the guy opens. I opened the door a little bit. Yeah, right, just around this bit, this big. Yes, ano yan, boss? And he doesn't say anything. Just gives me a piece of paper. I look at it. Then he says, "Oh yeah," he says, "Pakipatay lahat." And I looked at the paper. I didn't read it because my mind was
Yeah.
on the trash can, right? So I just did what he said, right? So I turned off the switches, everything. Then sama kayo sa amin sa baba. So we were kept in the third floor till 7 in the morning on the floor of the third floor lobby.
On the
Everybody was sat
floor?
down. Yeah, everybody sat down on the floor
Shit.
till 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it was 1 o'clock. We didn't wait that long. When we got out in the morning in the building, remember JNT, right, Jaime?
Yep.
Remember JNT is all glass around the lobby, right? When we
Right.
got out of the building, there was a lot of people around the building, man, just looking in, probably all these employees, man, wondering what's going on. And we just walked out of the building. So RJ remained closed for around, I think, 2 months, maybe 3 months. We were one of the first radio stations to open, aside from the government stations, because we were we were under control of the government. So the
Yeah.
rock station, went on air first, man. So that was
Oh
really
my god.
cool.
So wait, so wait a minute. So when you went back on air, you were allowed to play anything you wanted, or was it controlled?
We played. No, we didn't get much control, man. Except we sort of self censored ourselves. We were probably we were trying to feel our way. Okay, is it okay to play this?
No, but wait a minute. Wait, sorry. I'm like, yeah, but like you have a radio station, so in a dictatorship, that would be very important, right? They would like totally
They
control
didn't.
it. So
They didn't really care.
they didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Wolf, despite working for, I mean, bosses were all these guys who led the coup d'etats. They were all armed. You know, despite having them as bosses, They pretty much gave the announcers artistic
Freedom.
freedom for as long as the station made money. That was
Mm.
fine. They knew about the rock lifestyle, and in some cases, kind of protected the announcers to a certain
They
extent.
knew what was going on
They knew what was
upstairs.
going on,
Ah.
but it was not an issue.
They
Thank
they
goodness.
didn't. As long as we,
Isn't that fucking amazing?
In fact, one time, Wolf, I'll tell you a story.
Dude, it's
Colonel Guillem was one time our colonel, right? He was one because there were a couple of colonels who handled radio broadcasting. RJ, Colonel Guillem was
Ceylon,
he was the head of Metrocom. Remember, you've heard of Metrocom, right?
oh yeah.
It's like the Metropolitan Police during martial law, man. The
The
ones who
chocolate
pick up
boys.
the ones who cut the hair, the ones who pick up the guys who break curfew, right?
Oh.
But Colonel Guillem, he was a quiet guy. He didn't really care. His son used to hang out in the tower.
Oh.
And one time we got him really, really stoned, man. And his eyes are so red, and he was like dazed and confused, man. Dazed and confused. He was like that
Yeah.
in the booth, And then his dad came up, man.
Oh.
And all of us jocks, man, we're sanay na, when we're stoned. We know how to act straight, but his son was so stoned, man. I don't know, he probably got sermoned by his dad, man, when he went home.
Did his dad know right away? It's like, oh, putang sabog.
I'm sure they're not dumb, but they know those things, man.
Yeah. Oh my god. So so how many DJs? Oh, Jaime, when did you come in? What year were you there?
84.
84.
We were a pretty big batch. You remember Baba then?
Yeah,
Baba.
Baba, yeah.
Yeah, she was my
Alan.
Alan, this guy Sergeant Brock. A few of us, because there was this big migration. A lot of the old jocks left. So by the
Went to
time
the
I
States,
got there, of the senior announcers, there was Bob, there was Dante, Howling Dave,
Mole.
Uh-huh.
there was Stony Burke,
Uh-huh.
Mike Yamas, and then on
Yeah.
FM there was the Mole, there was
The Mole.
Spirit, and all that.
Was Spirit still there?
Spirit was there.
But he was going to the States. Mike was going to the
shortly
States
before it
already.
closed down. Mike
Yeah.
left shortly after we
Yeah.
got there. Let me give you a perspective of the Santa Mesa, because it's noteworthy
Yeah,
to
man.
say that we were the last of the Santa Mesa boys. Because I think it would have been different in Makati, not to be judgmental, but
I like
Santa
that place.
Mesa was awesome. You remember Discovery, Wolf? There was this thing along Ramon Magsaysay, some red house called Discovery. We were right across that.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, in Santa Mesa.
yeah,
You've seen it. You've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it,
yeah.
both,
I know.
right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
tower.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
the tower from the road, it looks round, no? But then the booth was actually like pretty much like an octagon. There's glass panes all over.
All over, yeah.
And you had a 360-degree view of everything, because there weren't too many tall buildings back then. I think we were the highest in the
Yeah,
area.
because JNT is built on a hill, pare. So even though it's
Oh.
just 12 floors, including the tower, it's higher pa, diba?
Yeah. The building itself is 8 floors, and there's this big roof deck, which I think would serve as a helipad during.
Jaime, I don't think they never used that anymore as a helipad. It
They
was going to
never
be
did.
intended. They never
It was
did.
intended to be a
Yeah.
helipad, and the tower was supposed to be like the tower, to guide
Oh.
them through or whatever.
Let me tell you something about JNT building. It was supposed to be the Jacintos.
Mhm.
Okay. In fact, in the 7th floor, Jaime, there is our old office. The 8th floor office, right?
Yeah.
In the
that's the
7th floor,
one
there
I
was an
agree.
old office when martial law was declared. There's even a round Roman bath there,
Wow.
in one of those offices. So it was actually intended for the
Jacinto
Cintos.
and Tuason.
Jay and
Tuason.
I don't know that I don't
They're
remember
cousins,
anymore.
right?
Yeah, I think they are far cousins or something like that. Awesome.
Yeah,
Everyone's a cousin in Manila.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
And
So martial law ended in 82.
86.
Oh, in 86. 86? No, martial
Yeah.
law
Martial law.
was.
Yeah, he said he stopped martial law, but it was still there till
Oh,
86,
oh,
man.
okay. Oh,
It's
okay,
just
okay.
it's just the term. He just, di
But
ba? Jaime,
it-
kunyari wala
Yeah,
nang
I
martial law,
don't.
pero
I'm
meron pa.
trying. I'm trying to recall when there was ever a official ending, but I think it
Yeah,
ended when he left. That was it.
yeah,
Because for as long as he was there,
yeah.
no matter what he called it, it was
wow.
martial law.
There was still repression, even though they said, "Oh, there's no more martial law," but that's a lot of bull, man.
But there was no more curfew, or there was still curfew.
No, the
Oh,
curfew,
no more, no more.
70s pa lang, I think they listed that.
Oh, it didn't last.
70s.
That's hard. That's hard to control a curfew. You're gonna put so many people in jail for one night.
Oh, they didn't mind.
Yeah, I guess. So what was the regarding the records being flown home? What records in any in particular that you like? You gotta get me this, man. You gotta get me this album, and or albums that you've heard only for the first time because someone brought it back.
Uh,
Oh, we had a lot of those. As a matter of fact, in FM, in RJFM, there was a feature called Off the Record.
Mhm.
This was basically albums. These days, you'd call them indie. Back then, nobody else had them but us. And, stuff like Rockpile. For the first time, I mean, I don't think they ever made a local release of Rockpile.
Uh-huh.
So the important one, the one we had, was that there's a lot of awesome stuff that never really made mainstream that we used for that special. But aside from that, the recording companies would give us records.
hmm.
Oh, okay.
We just and like every other station, with playlist, but the ratio for playlist to older songs was a bit more relaxed. Yeah,
Uh,
and the
about
method we chose the songs for the playlist is we'd sit down actually and listen to a whole album. Take
Uh-huh.
for instance, when I entered '84, the Boss came out with "Born in the USA,"
Uh-huh.
and while we read up on Billboard and all that, they weren't necessarily the rule. Because if we found something that sounded good and we trusted our ears that much, we'd play it 15 days, extended another 15 days. I mean, it's necessary, even if you're an album-oriented rock station, it's necessary to have that direction since you're playing like almost 24 hours and all that. If you keep changing, laging bago and all that,
Right.
it will seem really, really just kalat.
Yeah.
So we did that,
You
and
save
then
those for the specials.
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
the albums, and Jaime's right about that. The Do you know that the record stations, I mean the record station, the record companies, in the 70s going to the 80s actually released rock albums because of RJ, or they wouldn't
Ah.
release those rock albums at all. You know, um, for example,
Yeah, man.
Wea, Dinah, they would consult us. What should they release? What do the rockers like? You know, they would ask us, and then the ones we get are usually the rock albums. We don't get any of those Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jackson's okay, but we don't get the pop stuff. They
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
give us the latest rock
Yeah.
albums, and they tell us which will click. They listen to RJ and see which the listeners request all the time. and that's where they base it on. So they actually used RJ as a gauge, pare, for
Wow.
their business, for the rock albums, huh? The progressive rock, the hard
Yeah, yeah,
rock,
yeah.
Deep
No, I mean,
Purple, blah blah blah, Black Sabbath. That's why
yes.
you saw a lot of local releases of Black Sabbath, Deep Purple. Why? Because of RJ, man. Nobody else played that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I mean, now that you're saying it, now that you're telling me this, is that I remember at that time when I was like, 70s to 80s, I was 8, 9, 10, that age. And I remember, like in a department store, SM, they have the record shop in
Yeah.
SM, right? Or the
Oh,
record shop in Unimart,
Oh yeah,
and you're
I
going there.
remember that one.
And then it's like now, like I'm doing
Unimart.
the same thing now with the vinyl. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going through the crates there in
Yeah.
Unimart, and I see Kiss, lick it up. I remember it was in, I think, COD. Even COD, I saw. It's like lick it up, Kiss. That was the first Kiss record I ever saw, and I
Mhm.
was like, and that the cover with Gene Simmons and his tongue, and they had no more makeup. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is this tongue? Is so huge, man. It's so long. And I didn't know who Kiss was. I was too young. No one taught me. And then I remember also seeing somewhere else, Scorpions Blackout. You remember the album cover?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
dude, I was probably 10, 11 years old. I'm like, oh, wow, look at this. I didn't know who the Scorpions were, but the album looked so cool. So now that makes sense that it was RJ. The reason why I saw those albums
Yeah,
on the rack was
and
because of you guys.
yeah, with the albums that you didn't, you never heard of or was not released locally. Um, those are uh, you should remember RJ was run by a musician. I'm not talking referring to Ramona Cinto. I'm referring to Alan Austria.
Oh, Alan
Okay,
Austria. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he had a really good ear, man, for what's gonna click, pare.
Wow.
I,
What
I
was
mean,
his DJ name?
Double
double A.
A.
Yeah,
Double A.
he
Nice.
he was the guy who ran our. He's actually,
He's the main
no,
man.
okay. The owner of the station is Ramona
He's the
Cinto.
real
That,
main
that's a
man.
that's a
He's the real
fact.
main man.
Okay, without him, the radio station would never existed.
Wow.
But the guy who ran it during the critical time, which was martial law, all the way till the revolution, almost till the revolution, was Alan Austria, man. He was the guy who gave us freedom to play what we want, play what
Wow.
we thought, of course,
Well, he was one of the riots in RJ and the
yeah,
riots.
he was the bass player in
Oh,
RJ and the Riot.
okay. Okay,
And
okay.
remember, Bernie, another member of RJ and the Riots, was a DJ called Steel Banana in the early days of
Steel
Boss Radio.
banana.
Yeah, yeah, Steel Banana.
Steel
Yeah,
banana.
Bernie. I forgot
That's
his name.
almost like Steely Dan.
Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
know.
Ivan, do you remember Bernie's last name? I forgot his last
You know,
name.
you know what? Not the Labradors, huh?
No, 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 no. Jimmy Labrador was a good top 40 DJ, man. He was my idol when it came to talking fast and
Okay,
playing
okay.
those
Let's talk
45.
about your idols, both of you guys. Go, Bob.
Local idols. My
Any,
local idols.
all your idols, like
Uh,
DJ idols.
Jimmy Labrador, number one, and then I like Baby John, Ronnie De Assis, and of course Cousin Hoagie for the laid back delivery.
Oh, Cousin Hoagie. Yeah,
The
yeah.
laid back talk when you're DJing. Really laid back.
It's so laid back.
Yeah,
Sometimes I fall asleep with him. It's like, wow, sarap.
but
It's like a lullaby, man.
Siguro
yeah,
yan si Cousin Hoagie.
uh,
Instead of making a mistake, he'll just take his sweet time about
yeah,
delivery.
Oh,
do that
He'll do
long
that
pause.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yes, you
what
go.
one thing yeah. One thing with Hoagie, it's his music that speaks. It's not him. Well, it's him, but it's his music that does the ad libs for him.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So Hoagie, Baby John is good. A lot of people, well, some fellow DJs misunderstand Baby John, but Okay, personality wise, maybe he did have some problems, but as a DJ, he was really good, man. And he taught me the one thing that I will never forget, which is good radio production, pare. And
Uh-huh.
also Alan Austria, man. Alan Austria is somebody who will lock himself up in the recording room from 12 midnight, and he'll come out at 10 o'clock in the morning with several new promos, pare, for the station.
Oh.
Everybody would be just waiting outside the recording room when Alan would unlock the door. That's ano yung bago, ano yung bago.
Oh shit. So what do you mean what do you mean by radio production? How the programs are
The
going into
promos,
one another?
RJ. Oh,
The
the in-house
promos. Okay.
yeah.
What's that, Jaime? Go ahead.
It's like the in-house advertisements. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
the rock
Yeah.
and roll machine of DZRJ.
Dude,
Yeah,
Baby,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Baby John made one promo which was very, very simple, but pucha, it lasted eons, pare. This very simple promo. Ikaw ay nakikinig sa Pinoy rock and rhythm. Bang! Wow, so simple, but
oh
wow.
dude,
You
yeah,
know?
man.
Ano mo ba si Bob was the first host of Rock and Rhythm
Mhm.
Yeah,
before turning it over to Dante. It was Bob
Oh,
first
okay.
who handled it. You know?
Okay, so wait, before we go to that, Jaime, how about you? Who are your
well,
idols?
Uh,
DJs. Oh, before you before you answer
definitely
that,
Bob Magoo.
before you answer that, did you guys get to hear the American DJs? Did they like send you cassette tapes of recorded radio from here?
no, no,
I
no.
only started listening to that when I became an announcer. But before that, um, I'd only listened to two stations, three, because there was DZRJ AM and then FM, and I'd listen to RT just like everybody my age.
Yeah.
So yeah, si Bob, uh, medyo kahawig ni Hoagie yung style niya by the time I was listening to Bob. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
laid back already.
Slowed down already.
Stony Burke, medyo speedy, authority. That's the beauty about the DZRJ announcers. It was very personality based. There was nothing generic about the sound of the announcers. Everybody sounded different. Not like
Yeah.
if you listen to RT, parang isang tunog lang, no? But of course they purposely did that.
99.5 RT.
Yung sa RT,
99.5 RT.
the personality, like Dante David. I mean, Howling Dave. He might not have had the twang,
Yeah.
and all that, but iba talagang he projected himself as some mystical creature.
Yeah. If you want to get
And,
trippy, listen to Dante,
I
man.
think he actually believed he was. Yeah.
Oh my
Lived his
God.
life pretty much the way he did on air.
Yeah. You want to get high, listen to Dante, man.
Man.
So
I mean, that's those are
you listen to the announcers of DZRJ. I mean, I'd wait up listening to Bob Selner on FM. Wait for him to start slurring and all that. This guy was farting.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd wait up for that. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Selner, we used to booze up a lot, man. But, we'd have shows till 2 o'clock in the morning. All get really drunk. Then 2 o'clock in the morning, we go to his pad, get drunk some more. 8 o'clock in the morning, go home, crash,
Yeah,
go back to the
That's exactly,
station.
you know how you used to see the movie FM or WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think I can say with confidence that there was not one, geek, or maybe we were geeky in our own ways, but there was nobody straight in RJ. Everybody partied somewhat, somehow.
Yeah.
You know.
You mentioned
And-
the other stations, Jaime. They sound alike.
Yeah.
I remember when RJ closed down, right, during the revolution, and
You went
all the
to RT?
DJs start. Yeah, I went to RT. there was one instruction you're supposed to do in RT, man. Everybody has to say the call letters the same. 99.5 RT. It's like, what? Why do we all have to sound the same, man? But we just had to do it. But so it's like, wait a minute. There's no personality. It's like you're all just. I mean, it's a good station. RT was a good station. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it was
They're number one
contemporary.
at
What do you call it?
CHR.
CHR, right?
Yeah.
Contemporary hit radio. So, but I went through
Yeah.
top 40 in the Boss Radio days, man. We had our own charts and everything.
Actually, Casey Kasem was first aired by
Yeah,
DZRJ.
in RJ. Yeah,
In
I
RJ,
used
yeah,
to,
I remember
Yeah.
seeing. I didn't see the ad itself, but I've seen the ad
mm,
of
American Top 40.
like the newspaper ad of America's Top 40 or the magazine
Yeah,
ad or
yeah,
something.
Uncle Sam hat, right? The Uncle
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. And it's a psychedelic poster, man.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Um, yeah, we used to get Casey Kasem. It used to be sent to us every week,
Uh-huh.
3 LPs, and then that's the whole show. So a DJ was assigned to spin those records for the Legend of
Oh.
Dead show. Sometimes I'd be the one. So it's just a record. You just let it go. Then there's gaps where you put in the commercials.
So the playlist, how would that go? I mean, like Jaime said, you have to have some sort of repetition, right? So at least there's that song again. You know,
We didn't
I
have a
I
playlist
oh, you didn't? Oh, you really? You
in
just played
RJ in the
whatever?
latter part.
Uh-huh.
No, we'd have records, of course, on the racks, which we all chose as a group.
Okay.
That's our song. Now we could play any cut we like because we're an album-oriented radio.
Right.
Some guys would like to play the hits. Some guys would like to play the unknown cuts.
Yeah. The deep
I meant
cuts.
during the
I
'80s.
suppose you
before
guys
the-
did that when we came in because you had to control us somewhat.
Hmm.
Control.
Yeah,
we did have a playlist because we were all young. I was 17
yeah.
when I entered DZRJ, and so I could understand that they weren't too confident that we'd carry on and just do the right thing. So they had to
Yeah.
set certain guidelines, which was a playlist, which wasn't half bad at all because we had I remember even if Stevie Ray Vaughan came out with his album Texas Flood in '83, we got it in '84, and so
Oh my
wow,
God.
first time I hear this guy, I'm like, holy crap, this guy is awesome.
But Jaime, I remember the time you guys came in. Rolly Grande was there, right?
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
tried, and
He
we
tried
had
to
we had to
control.
kiss his ass a bit,
Yeah, he
and
tried
all,
to
but
control.
that was a small price to pay, what I mean, for us. I mean, I would have, I was making $300 a month, but I would have actually paid them to work there. It was a dream
Wow.
come true for a 17-year-old rocker, to work in the station. I dreamt of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To work in a rock station, man. I mean, that's why that's why I started my own thing because I was like, man, I wanna work as a DJ like in Manila, but they're not gonna hire me, so I'll make my own. I'm a
Way to go,
frustrated
man.
DJ.
There's this somebody messaged me, Jaime, on Messenger about somebody planning to put up a rock station. Is going to lease it. I was asking the guy, what's the name of the person? Didn't know. I don't know how
Yeah, I
true that
find that
is.
hard to believe. Everybody just wants to make money. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
Probably be
unfortunately,
another
rock doesn't sell. Not here.
rock station. So
So ano so what records would what were your go-to records? I mean,
Wow, man,
what
we
would
had
be
such a huge library.
yeah.
Aside from the records in the booth, which were easily 3 to 5,000 records, at our disposal. There was a library right beside the booth, which had about 10 to 20,000 records. So You couldn't do that. You couldn't have a go-to. Of course, I mean, everybody went to Led Zepp. Everyone went to Neil Young,
Yeah.
CSN. I mean, these were Stones. You you wouldn't go a day listening to DZRJ without hearing the Stones, without hearing CSN, without hearing Chicago, Doobie
Wow.
Brothers. I
Damn.
mean, it was
but
always present.
but you
Which
should
I felt
remember.
lacked with other rock stations. I mean,
Yeah.
the presence of those really, really super bands. I mean, old as they were. I mean, even this, even today, you play them, it sounds wonderful to hear them.
Oh yeah.
Another thing, Wolf, is that a lot of the DJs brought their own stuff too. Okay, so they were
Ah,
allowed to play their own records. So a lot of
nice.
DJs brought in their own stuff. You know, it's not just strictly you cannot play something from
Okay,
outside.
so now you said that. So what would you bring in? What would you guys bring in from your own? Like, these guys don't know. I am the only one with this record or whatever. I don't know. Did you guys do
Marami
that?
ganun kasi we had lockers also.
Yeah.
And yung mga iba, not just their records, pero yung records ng station, dinalock.
Oh, meron pa nagnakaw, pare.
Oh man.
I remember when RJ closed the, I mean the rock, you know, they closed the format of Rock of Manila, man. So all the DJs started leaving, right? I didn't do this, but I know some DJs took records with them, man. I remember behind me, I saw the Rockpile record somewhere else in somebody's house, man.
Yeah. I
Kay
guess
Baba,
they thought it was not going to go to good use.
si Baba
Rock
yata,
away.
kinupit yung Rockpile, pare.
Hindi ako yan, ha?
Hindi, si Baba yata.
Si Baba ba?
Uh, yeah, but okay, I was happy. Wow, it's a good thing you brought it out, man. Puta, it's just gonna rot there, man. Yeah.
Kaya nga eh.
But you know what?
So
What broke my
Mm.
heart was that a lot of the original Pinoy rock recordings got left
Mm.
behind. Now, according to RJ, he,
He's
from what I heard,
remastered them.
yeah, he remastered them. But until now, I don't see them being played.
Oh
Because well, of
wow.
course, you know, he doesn't. I don't know. No comment.
You know, yeah,
No
kasi
comment.
we didn't have.
Hey, excuse me, you
records
guys. I'll just
of,
heat my coffee. I'm just gonna nuke my coffee.
Okay.
you know, we didn't have records of On Irma or Petrified Anthem. We had them on cartridges, 8-track.
8-track.
Yeah.
So they
were
have
exclusively-
recordings.
We had like a tie-up with a studio, and we actually had sponsors also and all that. So it was part of the support Pinoy rock movement.
Right.
What was the studio we were tied up with, where all the artists would that couldn't really afford, we would help them out and
In the early 70s, the studio we were using was Joey Puyat's studio in Capo, pare. Joey Puyat had a studio. You know Joey Puyat, right,
of
Wolf?
course, who doesn't know?
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, siyempre, Joey had his own studio. The technician pa was Boy Tangkintik. So we
Boy
had free
Tangkintik.
recording there. Boy Tangkintik, he died already. We had free recording there. And then the next one was in Green Hill Sound Studios.
Oh, Green Hill Sound. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where the boys recorded Tagulan. Pastilan recorded their song.
Sina Aunt Irma and Petrified Anthem. Saan sila
Ano yan? Petrified did theirs in Cinema Audio. They paid for that
Cinema
themselves.
Audio. Yan. Matunog din yan.
Cinema Audio ba? I think Cinema Audio. What's the others? Yeah, I think it was Cinema Audio. And
You've heard
then
them, no, Wolf?
Huh?
You've heard them, no? Yung Petrified and Aunt Irma.
I know the names.
Petrified
And I've
Anthem.
heard- yeah, I've heard. I know. Yeah, he the guy just passed away, right? Walter Worth.
Yeah, Walter Worth.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
I got to see those guys when they were like in Mexicali Blues Band already. You know, that was because that's their tropa, diba? That group of musicians. So that's when I
If you listen
saw.
to the stuff they made, mid '70s, early '70s, and all that, um, iba, yeah, they were ahead of their time,
Yeah,
and yung standards nila, iba eh. I'm sure you'll agree. Give it a check.
is it? Are they on YouTube? Their songs?
I think so. I think
Yeah, what
a
Oh,
Petrified?
few of them
oh,
are.
yeah,
Yeah.
Petrified Anthem.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah, I love the band name. It's so cool, man. Petrified
yeah.
Anthem.
You listen to the song "Drinking Wine."
oh, that's
Drinking wine.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
was telling Jaime that I already saw those musicians play when it was Mexicali Blues Band.
yeah, yeah.
That's how I know
Walter.
Joey Puyat and Walter Worth. That's how I know of
Yeah,
them because of that band. Yeah, that
but
was so the band, that band was pretty cool. Yeah,
Walter was really. I mean, when you watch Petrified Anthem, grabe talaga. Galing
yeah.
nila. I mean, if you're looking for a Philippine version of Alman Brothers Band, yun pare.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because
Did
his
they?
influences was Atlanta Rhythm Section, Alman Brothers. Those are more of his influences.
So did he play slide guitar?
Yeah,
Oh
you
wow.
should. Wow, you should have heard their Statesboro Blues. Galing, pare.
Oh yeah.
There was this time. There was this time, the '70s, right when martial law was declared. Right after martial law was declared, there was this movie premiere in Rizal Theater,
Uh huh.
Makati,
Uh huh.
and Mad Dogs and Englishmen, Joe Cocker, right?
Right.
So before the movie, there's two bands that played Red Fox. You know, Dennis Garcia
Yeah.
and Rene Garcia and Red Fox before they
Yeah. Oh
became
yeah.
Hot
Yeah.
Dog.
Before hot dog. Yeah.
And they used to play a lot of Grand Funk, you know, and
Wow.
then Petrified Anthem. So yeah, Hot Dog had their Rizal Theater. The movie screen is long, right?
Yeah.
So Hot Dog had their instruments set up on the right side and Petrified on the left side. So
Oh.
I mean, Red Fox pala. Red Fox, galing, no? Siyempre, typical Grand Funk Railroad. But when Almond Brothers came on, puta, their first song was Statesboro Blues. Puta, it freaked me out, man. I said, fuck. I never thought a local band would play this, man. You know?
Oh, that's the first time you saw them.
Yeah, no, the first time I heard Statesboro Blues played by a local band. But I know
Oh, okay.
Petrified Anthem because I know Walter because he lives in Bel Air.
Okay.
And I used to live in San Miguel Village, which is neighbors,
Right.
right?
Yeah, neighbors. Yeah, yeah.
And Petrified
It's
used to invite me. I mean, Walter
separated
used
by a fence.
yeah, Walter used to invite me to his house a lot, to listen to. He had this 4-track recorder. That's where they recorded most of their songs.
Wow.
Walter was like a techie guy.
Okay. So he
I
was
He was
like
guess
tech
he
an
must
guy.
have moved to San Juan sometime later on. Because I
Later on,
remember
yeah.
until before I moved to Batangas, I'd see him walking along Wilson. I'd see him
Uh,
walking Pigibala.
yeah,
Yeah.
after Bel Air, naglipat na siya. And then, kasi his brother died also, remember, the drummer of Petrified Anthem, Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby died of a heart attack. So he took care of Bobby when he was, he couldn't walk or whatever, right?
Oh, they
After a
were
heart.
they were brothers in that band.
Oh yeah, John, Walter, and Bob, and then Alan
Si Doc,
Tapan.
ano ba? Is he related to them? Because
No,
he
he's
seems
just a
very
very
close.
good. He's
He
just
seemed
a
very
very
close
good,
to Walter.
very good friend to Walter.
Are they American?
Walter Worth, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, American. Okay.
yeah.
Like
Father
American
moved,
American.
yeah, pure Americans. They moved there when they were kids.
Okay.
Father had a business here. In fact, ang ganda ng rehearsal place nila, pare. They invited me to watch them rehearse. You
Uh-huh.
remember, Meralco in Sucat, right? In South Superhighway, Meralco, the Meralco fact, Meralco,
I can't
the,
picture
elec-
it right
the,
now.
the electric company. You know that, Jaime, right? So
Ang
it's
alam ko
wait,
yun,
it's
Sir Diaz, eh.
no the
Yeah.
the, the the one with the pipes, man. You know where they make the electricity.
The pipes.
So
Iba
yeah,
nga yung
near
pipes.
there, there's like a bunker, like a warehouse bunker. But all their
I'm sorry,
nobody
Bob.
uses it.
I don't
That's where they
remember that one.
practice, man. All their instruments were there.
Oh,
Really nice
okay.
place, man. I mean, it's isolated. It's in the middle of a field, like a bunker. But
Yeah, but there's no such thing anymore there over there in BF, man. It's all
No more, no more. But the Meralco thing is still
oh, the
there.
building itself, the
Although the
facade. I
field,
mean the
the
thing.
field, the field where the bunker was is not there anymore. It's
Yeah,
some building already. Some
yeah, it's all filled up
yeah.
already there. How so? I remember Jaime. He mentioned this before. Back in the day, the 90s, that he would have like if he either needed to do a number two or number one, or he wanted to smoke a joint up or a cigarette up in the tower, he put on like a really long song. So what are those long songs that you guys did when you needed to
Well,
take a
for the simple
a
number
Yossi
one or
break or
two,
what was
you
that
go
Dami.
for
again,
the
again?
7 minute door songs. I was just making Cuento Bob the other day because he made a post about playing Edgar Winter's Tobacco Road.
Tobacco
That
Road.
was a really long song. It was the whole side of the FP. I actually played it once and ran down gabi na nun so wala na elevator. Ran down all the way to outside the building, traversed towards Bimapa. There was a tindahan on the sidewalk, scored myself a lapad, run back up the stairs and to the booth, and had a couple of minutes to spare. Yeah. So we had a lot of those songs. If it was a doobie, you could go the doors, the end, or when the music's over, which are about 10 minutes. It's good enough time for doobie. Um, yeah, that's
You run down, yeah. For the doobies, you run down 4 floors, go to the rooftop.
yeah.
You want to take a crap, play Jethro Tull's, what's that?
Thick as a brick.
Take, ay, mahaba, di ba? Take a dump. Because you have to go down 4 floors, right? Take a dump and go
Oh,
back up. There
was
was a
there
time
oh,
there was a
go
time we
ahead, go
could
ahead.
smoke in the booth, but we had to be careful after a certain some years. There was some years it was really free in the booth. I mean, you go up the tower, you'll know from the 8th floor na lang, you can smell the grass already. Going up
Uh,
4 floors, you can smell the dope already.
we
Oh
were
yeah.
careful about Bob Magoo and all that because we didn't know what to expect when we first got there. So we'd be smoking at night. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'd be doing that in the booth, and apparently, yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah.
So did he bust you or what?
Who,
Oh,
me?
No,
pengi.
but
No, no,
I
no.
have a
Did
I have a
Bob
funny
bust you
story.
guys? It's
Wolf.
like, "Uy, pengin yan."
Sinolo nyo, ah?
Storya.
Don't
Yeah,
Bogart,
there
come
was,
on.
Yeah. I
di
like
ba
that.
we were
Yeah.
military yung mga boss namin.
Uh,
Right. There was one time um, when I got up the spiral staircase. That's what led to the AM booth, right? I
Uh-huh.
was met by this groupie who had been there the last 3 days. Yeah, I mean, he
Uh-huh.
was partying heavily. And then he says, "This is Sergeant so and all that." I showed him where we throw the mga buto. Yeah, there's like one corner that was cluttered like anything, and we just throw, yeah, roaches, seeds, yeah, there. I showed him, and I'm like, but pucha, I wanted to wring this guy's neck. I mean, what the hell? But apparently, the guy he was actually trying to find out why the one of the glass panes was cracked.
oh, yeah.
So he didn't mind too much the seeds and all that, but
Yeah.
wow, diba? I showed him where we throw the seeds. I'm like, okay, not knowing what to do, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what he was after, yeah.
Oh,
And then
you
apparently,
reminded.
si Dante yung nakasira ng salamin.
I remember that. Yeah.
He
Dante
bumped his head.
probably he had one of his tantrums. So you go up the booth. It's the glass, right? It's really thick glass, man. It's like this thick.
Yeah.
There's two glass, yeah, for soundproofing. Eh.
Yeah.
I don't know how Dante cracked it, man. Not with his head, but it's impossible,
I
but
think you fell.
or,
I think you fell.
or kicked
You
it
might
or
have, yeah.
something. Anyways, he got suspended for that for
Oh
a couple of
wow.
months. Yeah,
Damn.
he was probably too stoned that broke the glass, man.
So was there ever a time that you had to play a long record but you didn't make it back up in time?
No, no. The problem is when you play a long record and then it skips, pare.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh.
dead, pare.
So when you has it
Or if you left before checking on the speed. Baka
Yeah.
mamaya 45 ang 45 because we'd often play 33, 45. So you
yeah.
have to switch that lever every now and then. And if you did that, you know play the record and run down without
Mm.
checking, that could be trouble.
And you remember, and you should remember, Wolf. In those days, it's not push button the turntables, right? So the speed,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like a gear, pare. 33,
Uh,
45,
Oh. Oh,
78.
right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
pero
So if
mabilis
you,
ang queuing yan, ha? Wolf,
oh,
one-fourth lang, pasok na,
bilis
without a wow.
Sparta turntables yan. Uh,
Uh, yung mga
Yeah.
plato natatanggal. Ito
uh,
sina Bob. Yan yung parang baptism of fire namin. While you're there looking one side, looking for the next record and all that, pagbalik mo, wala ka na. Wala ka ng turntable.
when we had new jocks like sila Jaime and si ano si so kunyari they're on board, right? So they got two turntables, right? No gaps, right?
Yeah.
So it's, and when they're not looking, we take out one turntable, man. They're left with one turntable. Now try having no gaps with just one turntable. Hirap nun, di ba?
Oh.
That'll show how good you are, pare.
Wait.
Activate,
So
pare.
how do you do that? You have to spiel while
Just yeah,
you're putting
spill
another
while
record,
you're putting another record in, man.
and then you're aiming pa on the you're aiming on the line.
No,
Yeah, after a while,
nobody.
you get really good at that.
Yeah,
The
remember
aiming.
you're not on video, so you can look like that, while
Right, right.
talking, right?
Yeah.
So if you
Oh.
can do that, yeah, pasado ka na, rockjack ka na.
Oh my God.
Yan ang
Jaime,
baptism of fire.
Jaime, did you pass right away or did it take a
No, si
while?
Bob may extra steps sa akin. Dinala pa ako sa Sampaloc.
Para may score.
There was a
Oh.
compound in Sampaloc where Bob had some of his old friends and all that, and we just drank our heads off.
Oh
And
yeah,
his
yeah,
Bob just
yeah.
left me there. He took a cab and he just left me there. But after that, I was okay in his book.
Oh my God. So there's the hazing period pala.
Well, yeah,
How about you, Bob? Did you get hazed when you were new?
Yeah, yeah. Then there's one thing. There's a ritual we had, wherein it's held in the vacation house of the Jacintos in the where the transmitter is. There's like a nipa hut with a swimming pool. You
Mhm.
get dunked in a swimming pool. You're drinking a beer. Everybody's enjoying. You're new, right? You're a
Yeah.
new jack, right? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All of a sudden, buddy, you just feel yourself lift off from the air like that, and you see four guys carrying you, buddy. What the fuck? That they throw you into the pool, buddy. We
and you're
did that. Yeah.
and you're in
You're in with the bottle of beer and everything. Your
with the bottle
clothes,
of beer.
buddy. You go home all wet.
Oh
That's
man.
the final baptism, man. Yeah, in the old days, but in as we went on, it became the turntable stuff.
Yeah. So what would be, I mean, aside from seeing that fucking soldier, what would be the wildest experience inside the booth?
Ah,
Or and then augment that with what would be like the weirdest like request that you would hear on the phone.
I don't remember the weirdest request. Jaime, do you remember?
The request, they took out the phone from the booth. You
Uh,
know, but every now and then, somebody would come up, and once there was this lady who came up, and she was a scary looker, and she goes up, "Pwede mo play yung Feel Like Making Love?" And I was like, yeah. uh, of course, I didn't deny her request, no?
Yeah.
A good song naman.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Pero kakatakot. Yeah.
baka ma-rape ka. No, but yeah. In the 70s, Jaime, you missed this. We had a lot of groupies, man. From IS, International School.
Oh my
A lot of
god.
Americans used to go to the station, American girls. Ang dami.
Sarap.
So being a DJ at the time in the 70s was like being a rock star also, no?
Yeah.
The closest thing we'd get to being a rock star. So, we had a lot of groupies from IS, and yeah, a lot of nice,
Di ba
nice.
sila yung gumawa ng yung Dutch Life?
Yeah, there was some promos that we had them do also.
Yeah, wine-liners.
Yeah, one-liners.
DZRJ makes you feel glad all over. Yeah,
DZR
America.
DZRJ
And,
makes you feel glad all over.
with a real American accent.
Yeah, the real
Yeah.
one.
So if you don't want to talk, because we didn't talk too much really in DZRJ. There's more music, less talk.
Yeah.
You'd put in
Ah.
a filler, like over a bed,
From song to song, you put in that voice,
Yeah.
and then the next song, right?
Oh, okay. So how many songs until you would like say something?
3, 4.
Yeah.
Then you talk about the past songs, maybe
past
do
songs.
some info on the songs. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
'Cause
just
that,
not just title, artists. That's it.
Yeah. Those we had the rock encyclopedia handy, so
That's
Kasi
another.
kami, we were 17, and all that. We're not as well versed as our senior counterparts, So we had to learn.
You have to know what you were talking about.
yeah. Were there any people who would call and complain? It's like bola ka naman dyan.
No, you know what?
Wala
That's the
naman.
thing about the
Wala naman.
listeners of DZRJ.
Uh-huh.
Puro
They
sabog.
were so loyal. There was, some of them actually pulled out the dial from their transistors, left it already in 810.
Wow.
On the day nag-iba yung format, ang dami na sila ng ulo. It was really bad.
Wow. Because that's like abrupt, right? There's no warning. They just change.
Yeah. And for these people, they didn't know any other life but the rock life, which DZRJ was in the heart of it all.
Yeah. It was the soundtrack of their life, man.
Right,
mean-
right, because with the music came in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
The concerts, the
Everything, yeah.
rock. It was pretty much.
The concerts were really nice, Wolf. You should have experienced those concerts at the rooftop. They were really good.
Oh, you had concerts in the rooftop?
Yeah, this is in the early 70s because later on they didn't do it
Right.
anymore. No, because it was also kind of dangerous when some people get stoned. You can
yeah.
easily fall off on the side. The railings are not that high; they're just until here. So people started getting worried that some jerk might just flip out and fall over. So, but yeah, I saw Bob Razon there, the Titino band.
I love that name. Tino Band.
Tino band.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, Bob Razon. I remember. You've heard of Bob Razon, right?
Oh yeah.
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 So he's still. I know we used to call him Jesus Christ because his hair is really long, and then he had his beard.
This is the Borason, right? Or Bob?
Yeah, Bob Razon.
Bob Razon, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was already. Was he playing percussion already at the
No,
time?
guitar siya.
Ah, okay.
Bob,
Okay.
ikwento mo kay Wolf yung interview mo kay yung sa Can't Eat.
Oh, Canned Heat. Yeah, when
Yeah.
Bob Hyde came over. Grabe yan.
Oh, who's Bob, the singer?
Yeah, the big guy, the one
Big
who
guy.
passed away already, Bob Hyde. So, Canned Heat performed here, right?
When was this?
Kailan ba yun, Jaime? 1970 something. Um, 1970 something daw, 1980.
Let's keep it at 70 something na lang.
79, I think. Yeah, hazy days. So Canned Heat was going to perform here. So we were invited to go to Sheraton Hotel to interview
Uh-huh.
the band.
Uh-huh.
So me, Little Rock, Howlin' Dave, and I think Bobby Mayuga, the unicorn, went along. So, no, this one guy who owned the car because we used his car. So we went to Sheraton. We got to the room. Puta, it smelled of lakitan already, man. Amoy damo na, no? I mean, Sheraton Hotel yan, ha?
Yeah.
So, wow, amoy damo. Yung pala, si Wancho nandun. Yung tulak ng bayan. Puta,
Tulak ng bayan. Push
puta,
him, man.
yung Wancho nandun na, nagro-roll yun ng mga joints. Bob Hyde, just, puta, like cigarettes, man. Puta, smoking like shit. And then, so we were, I met Bob Hyde. I met Fito de la Para, the drummer. I met
Yeah.
Henry Vestine. He passed away already.
Was this the same lineup from Woodstock?
Yeah, the original lineup. Except for, siyempre, the guy died, the original one who sang Going Up to the Country, he died already.
Oh, okay.
60s pa yun, di ba?
Oh, okay,
Overdose
I didn't
yata.
know that. Okay.
So the original lineup was still there, except for that one guy who died.
Uh-huh.
Henry Vestine, Fito de la Para, Bob Hyde. And they're very quiet. They're not rowdy.
Yeah.
Mga tahimik lang sila. Maybe they were just, wondering who this guy, this brown people, these Filipinos are really weird, I mean, but they're weirder than us.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
were all in the room. It really smelled like grass, man. I was wondering why we never got, Anyways, after talking to Bob Hyde, and another thing about Bob Hyde, he doesn't drink water, man. He was just
What?
drinking Pepsi, pare.
Holy
That's why he's
shit.
so huge, pare. Huge guy.
That's all sugar.
Yeah, he's always drinking Pepsi lang, Pepsi. So,
Oh,
anyways,
man.
so an idea came along. So why don't we bring him to the station? So we invited him to the station. Then it's a known fact that Bob Hyde, wherever he goes, when he goes on concert tours around the world, Canned Heat, he brings along his blues records with him.
Okay.
Okay, so exacto. I said, yeah, sure. Pucha, he had his records already. We said, wow, cool, man. He's got his own records.
Wow.
Okay, so we brought him to the station. On the way to the station, we were going down Nagtahan Bridge, going to
Uh-huh.
Santa Mesa.
Uh-huh.
Then we went to the side street, going to Ramon Magsaysay Boulevard. In the side street, you can see all the squatter shacks, right?
Right.
And Bob Hyde says, now this is my part of town.
Wow.
And he felt more at home.
Right. Yeah.
My part of town.
Yeah.
So we went to the station. The spiral staircase in Santa Mesa is narrow, pare.
Okay.
He had to breathe in really hard to fit through the spiral staircase going to the booth.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't fit, pare. He's huge.
Yeah.
So he got to playing his records. The only thing I regret about that night is we did not have a camera, pare. We couldn't take a picture. There's nothing to record it.
Oh. Did he speak? Did he
Yeah,
play?
he ad-libbed also, man.
Oh,
We
nice.
he was the DJ, pare. We let him do everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We just turned the switches on for him, pare.
Wow.
Galing,
So what did he
pare.
play? So do you
All
remember
blues,
what?
all blues, man.
All blues,
Yeah, and all classic blues records.
like Muddy Waters and all of that. Howlin'
I don't
Wolf.
remember anymore,
Uh-huh.
but he has his own stack of blues records that he brings along with him. Remember,
Nice.
Canned Heat is a blues band. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
remember that. I remember because they're not in the original Woodstock movie, right?
They are.
Oh, they
They
are.
Not
Yeah.
in the original movie, but in the what do you call that? A remake or
The remake. Yeah,
re-edited one.
the director's
they're
cut.
there.
Yeah.
They're there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, the bassist man, he's just headbanging. He's like, it's like, oh, nag-headbang na pala sila sa 1969 eh.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
because the way he was headbanging, I mean, he was probably, I mean, stoned out of his brain, but
yeah.
it was cool. It's like, okay, they're playing blues, but these guys are playing it like really, really,
Boogie
bigat.
blues sila.
Yeah,
Boogie,
yeah,
boogie blues eh.
yeah.
And then there was one
Parang
time,
wala sa itsura yung bosses niya, no? When you listen to
Wala
it, when you
talaga.
think the band, you think it's Kermit the Frog, you know.
yeah. And the reason why Canned Heat
In a
played
nice way.
here, yeah. The reason why Canned Heat played here is because they played in the bases. So
Ah,
Nilo Santos, the ex-husband of Sampaguita,
uh-huh.
knew that they were in Clark and Subic. They were going to play there, so he was able to grab them for one night at Araneta.
Oh,
Yeah,
Araneta. How was
yeah.
it? How was it?
Ang
How was
galing, kaya lang konti lang tao.
Kasi it was on the fly, di ba?
No, what happened there was the day before was the stampede in Rizal Memorial Coliseum, where four kids died. The stampede of the Pinoy Rock concert.
Oh, is this the one the stage collapsed or
Yeah,
something?
the stage collapsed and then the stampede happened. Four kids died, right?
Oh my
So
God.
everybody was freaked out about rock concerts. So
Oh.
but there were relatively a lot of people, but not that much. Sayang nga eh. Galing ni yung Candid.
So wait, now I'm intrigued. So that thing in Rizal Coliseum, what happened? I know Juan de la Cruz was on stage.
No, I was there.
Uh-huh.
It was an Olongapo band. I don't know if it was Split Ends, because we were up in the football field. There's a booth there for the press, right?
Okay.
We were in there with Joey Smith. Everybody, all the artists were there, and then we were watching. The band was playing, so
And
we could see
is
from.
it full? Is it full of people or
Oh yeah, there were a lot of people, man.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden the stage started because there were a lot of hangers on around this on top of the stage, man.
Okay. Yeah.
The security was lax, pare.
Yeah.
So the stage couldn't take it, and then the thing just slowly just went chuk, 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 boom, and then that was it, right? So kids started freaking out. I guess then what happened in the gate, I don't know about till the next day because we split.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it happened in the gate on the side of the football field.
May bottleneck kasi.
Yeah, probably.
But why did they run? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the story anymore. It's
wow.
somewhere in the newspaper. Probably if you Google it, man, maybe the story's still there.
Wow. So that was
Yeah,
like like a sort of a festival kind of thing, multi bands.
yeah, a lot of bands. The usual concerts. One day, not festival. One
Okay,
day. Yeah.
one day, yeah.
Parang
Wow.
New Moon concerts, ganyan.
So what were those New Moon concerts? I when I
No, that's
interviewed,
different. Nilo Santos.
yeah,
Yeah. Nilo Santos concerts.
and
New.
that would be every month or every year.
Jaime, every six
I'm
months.
not too sure, man.
Yeah.
Around, I don't know how many New Moon concerts there were. Maybe four.
Uh-huh.
It didn't last also.
And so before we go, how did you get your names?
Mm.
Uh, Bob, you go
Gaucho.
ahead. Huh?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Uh,
Bob
okay.
Magoo.
My original name on the radio was Pink Tomato because those are the psychedelic days, right? Pink Tomato and weird, right? Anyways, because they wanted me to get a name right away, think of a name, when I was in UW. So everybody had weird names that time. Sir Herman Smack, Walloping Wayne, you
Herman
know,
Smack.
yeah. So I chose Pink Tomato. So every hippie days, acid nation. And
Yeah.
then when I got to RJ, then top 40, Alan Austria said, change your name because, it's top 40. It's not a really rock thing. I mean, it is rock, but more like a bigger, wider audience scope, right?
More
Uh,
mainstream.
yeah, first thing that came into my mind was the cartoon, Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo.
And then I was thinking, Magoo, Bob Magoo. It sounded weird at first. I actually didn't like it at first, but it sank in after a while, and I started to like it. That's it.
Bob Magoo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
cool, man. It's a cool name, man. Bob Magoo.
yeah. Now people just going, "Oh, Magoo,
Magoo.
Kimaguyan.
Si
Ay,
Magoo.
Magoo,
Si Magoo, manggugulo na naman.
magulang."
Magulang.
Uh,
And you, Jaime,
Gaucho.
did
In
you have
DZRJ, I was Big Jim.
Yeah, Big
ah
Jim and RJ. Yeah.
Gaucho I changed when I moved to pop. I didn't want my rock listeners to know it was me.
oh
And
my
obviously
god.
I chose that because I'm such a Steely Dan fan.
Right.
You but that's another story, the Gaucho thing, because people actually had a hard time pronouncing it.
Uh-huh.
Hindi sanay yung dila. Ano guard show? Steely Dan, Steely who?
Sile.
It was an entirely different world. But
Bob.
Big Jim, I got para si Bob din. Remember we had GI Joes and stuff. There was a new, they had Big Jim, Big Josh, Big, these were the first, dolls that the muscles actually moved up when you bend the arm.
Oh right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then plus I'm Jaime, so Jim naturally just fit in.
Big
So
Jim. I never
DZRJ
knew
Big
that,
Jim.
man. So, because I remember, were you in 88.3? No, that's
88, no. I was
89.9?
with RK96. Actually, I
RK96?
shuttled from working for Ramon Jacinto to RK96 and then back to RJ and then back to RK96 before I finally got pirated by a pop station. And, it seemed like big money back then. I was just like, wow, yeah, I'm doing that.
No, I think that's when I first heard you and your name in that station, whatever that station was.
As Gaucho na.
As Gaucho, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that mainstream station. Do you remember what it was?
89.9 Magic.
Yeah, there you go. 89.9 Magic. It was the biggest station at that time. And that's when I first heard the Gaucho. And then
Right.
it's like, "Oh, you're the Gaucho." I remember it's like I was kind of starstruck when I first met my Jaime. I was like, "You're the Gaucho." Oh man, you're that. I used to listen to you all the time, man. Yeah, it's
I
fun. It's
remember
fun.
we were in Boracay together once.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, dude.
and we partnered up with a folk singer who was originally from the Hobbit House, and we just partied out with this
Who?
guy, right?
Who? Which folk singer is that?
One of the, but he was good. Yeah, but I don't seem to remember his name. But yeah, we had a good time then.
Yeah, I passed out. Remember?
Yeah.
It's like this is the best night of my life. Pass out. Oh my god. So man, so you guys are retired now, no?
I
Oh,
don't work
someone.
at any radio station.
When was the
I
last time you guys worked at as a DJ?
Ako not maybe about 8 years ago or something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
when Locomotive we even guested on your show, right? Or was it Three Headed Dog?
Yeah, the you are
You are, yeah.
Underground radio.
Underground Radio, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
I've been doing voice projects. For a couple of years, I was the continuity announcer for Fox Sports,
mm,
and I still do ads. I still do audio visuals and all that. It's I have a lot of fun doing those things.
nice.
Almost
And
as
you
much fun as playing rock. Because rock you play. It's part of life, right?
Yeah.
It just goes on. But being able to do my craft as a voice artist. The opportunities come far, and you know, yeah, it's if it's there, I do it.
Yeah, it's in your blood, man. Yeah. And you
Thanks.
you still have that voice, man. You guys still have your voices, man. Your DJ voices are there when you turn it on. So
Yeah.
so with that said, before we go, I'd like to ask a favor from each of you. If you could maybe say uh do like a plug for this show in your own way. You just say well, the title of the show is WDRS Talk, the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk, and then you can spiel whatever you want. Um Jaime, you go first. So this is not Jaime Lon talking about, this is the Gaucho
What is it? WDRS.
Talk.
WD what?
WDRS Talk. So it's
Sayang ni Magoo
Wolf's.
nagsusulat eh. May
Oo
photo
nga
na siya. Siya na lang po na yun.
show, show it to Jaime.
Hindi mo maintindihan ang sulat ko.
Listen to Wolf on WDRS Talk. That's it.
Nice.
It's the Wolfman on WDRS 97.3 KRQR San Francisco, the Rocker.
Nice. See, you guys still got it, man. Oh, Bob, ikaw. Sample naman dyan.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out ano ba ito?
Perfectionist yan si Bob eh.
Kailangan may script eh.
This guy, he's got to be one of the best,
So-
voice artists. It's a shame that they use all these walang kwenta people because this guy can still kick anybody's ass.
Oy.
Ah.
Let's try this one.
Okay.
Hear the wolf howl on WDRS Talk.
Nice.
Ganda.
One more time, huh? Hear the wolf howl on WDRS Talk.
Oh, man.
Listen to the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk.
Tongue twister.
That's a long one. The
No,
wolf-
you have you pause after the show before you say talk. So it's the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk. There's like a small pause.
Okay. Why don't I do a plug that you can put in the middle of your show?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Listen to the Wolf. No. Sorry. You're listening to the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk.
That's the one.
You're listening to the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk.
Pucha, ang ganda.
Yun na yun.
Idol.
Thank you.
Listen to the wolf howl, no? Okay.
Baka lumabas si Dante dyan.
Si Dante.
Oh, I have a story. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you this, but before we go, because Howlin' Dave, when I was in my first band, we did RJ Junior Jam
Okay. Yeah.
in the afternoon. A matinee show for bands, no, and he was the host. And we somehow, because it was all covers, it was all cover bands, but rock. And we were pretty good at our Def Leppard covers, Guns N' Roses, whatever, White Snake. So he liked us, and every time he would introduce us, he would turn on Howlin' Davis, like, ladies and gentlemen. This is in RJ. It's a small place, and
Sounded like him.
it's only like our friends are watching. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hysteria. And we would feel like, damn, shit. That's like, it would fire us up because it's like a proper concert introduction.
Can you imagine how many hundreds of thousands of times he's done that for bands? Si Dante. Kasi even yung mga shakies, Although pinapasa din sa amin
Mhm.
yung mga hosting sa mga shakies and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never stopped. He was always busy hosting.
Yeah.
And on that note, gentlemen, thank you very much for
Okay,
doing
well,
this. I
you're
really
welcome.
appreciate this, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thanks a lot, Wolf.
All right. Sisters and brothers, another episode of WDRS Talk with two of the great DJs of Filipino rock culture, Bob Magoo and Gaucho, the Gaucho. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon,
Same.
guys. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ingat.
Salamat, bro.
All right. See you, Imes.